Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. Today is the weekend preview and our match predictions for the weekend's games. I'm not sure, is it still Summer Nation Series? I'm not too sure, I just think it's the World Cup warm-ups. Anyway, we'll be looking at some of the all of the games, giving our official predictions. And of course, we'll be looking at some of the betting odds, maybe throw in a parlay or two. So, let's get into it. Of course, starting off with tomorrow night's game, you got the big one, the biggest rivalry in the sport. You've got New Zealand versus South Africa. Of course, yesterday I posted, I say yesterday, but I'm shooting it on the same day. But you would see this the day after. New Zealand taking on South Africa. My official prediction, New Zealand takes it. It's so regrettable to say it. I do love New Zealand and I love my boys. I always back the boys. But it's a full strength New Zealand team. It's an in-form New Zealand team. We are in form as well. But this New Zealand team is scary. I got New Zealand by like 6 points, 5 points, maybe. Safety bet, South Africa plus 10.5, 1.5 times your money back. Easy. Of course, if you want to go for the underdog, which I am going for, even though I'm predicting New Zealand to win, I'm backing myself to lose in my prediction, but win some money. I'm throwing money on South Africa, 3.2 times return. Absolutely insane. But I got New Zealand taking that game. I just think with a full strength team, they could attack the chemistry in the back line of South Africa if they throw it out wide. And that's where I think they're going to win the game. So I'm going with New Zealand on the first game. Second game, we got England versus Fiji. Yeah, England aren't winning this game. I mean, it's not been looking good for Scott Borthwick. Is it Scott Borthwick? Yeah, it's been looking horrific, to be honest. Of course, England will be a better outfit now that Owen Farrell and Billy Vunipola has been sanctioned, has been banned for 2 game weeks, and Farrell for 4 game weeks. I've been very impressed with Fiji throughout. In their Pacific Nations Cup, I think it was the Pacific Nations Cup against Samoa, Japan, Tonga. Fiji has been very impressive. They've performed against France last weekend as well. I just see the physicality of Fiji being absolutely insane. And I'm definitely throwing money on them to win this game. They've got a 6.6 odds. Of course, the favourites are England, playing at home, playing at Twickenham. But I mean, what are you if you don't back an underdog every now and again? So I've got Fiji with a couple of points. And I'm talking about like 4 points. That's what I've got Fiji with the underdog shout. Scotland versus Georgia. I mean, this is easy. Scotland just absolutely mauls Georgia. So, can't look into that too much. Of course, Georgia's a decent team. They're not as bad as the likes of Namibia or something. They know pushovers. They are physical. But Scotland should get this over the line. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. Scotland takes this one over Georgia. Italy versus Japan. Japan's not the team of 2018, ladies and gentlemen. So, Italy takes this one with at least 16 points. That might be a bit too much, but I've got Italy taking this game with 16 points against Japan. I've been very impressed with Italy. They've chosen a full strength side. Capuozzo came back last weekend and scored 2 brilliant tries. So, I mean, no issues there. I mean, Portugal versus Australia A. If Australia A doesn't beat Portugal, I don't even know what to say. It will be literally disgusting. It would make me nauseous as a Wallaby supporter. So we're just flying past that one. Ireland versus Samoa, and I mean, Samoa has been good. They've been pretty decent. You've got a 17 odds return on Samoa versus Ireland. But Samoa's not beating Ireland, okay? Ireland winning this game with at least 25 points, in my opinion. Ireland has been absolutely brilliant. Literally took a stroll in the park playing against England last weekend. You could say England were horrific as well, but I mean, just you got to give credit to Ireland. I don't like Ireland because we're playing them in the World Cup. That's why I dislike South Africa too. Not as well. South Africa's second team, aka Scotland. I despise them as well, just because we're playing them in the groups. But Ireland are having a field day with Samoa, let's be honest. Of course, there's the physicality factor, but shouldn't have a problem. Spain versus Argentina, I mean, Argentina by 90 points. Stupid. Chile versus Argentina 15. Argentina 15 should take this one as well. I think Argentina 15 lost against Uruguay. Now that I think about it, they should still beat Chile, to be honest. I'm backing Argentina 15 to win this one. And of course, to end it off, you got France versus Australia. France is winning it. But I've got a caveat. I've been very impressed with Australia. And I still think Australia will do very good in the World Cup. Now, people are underrating Australia. Because if you look at their first performance under Eddie Jones, it was against South Africa. They probably had a week to train for it. He didn't have his squad that he actually wanted. Of course, you could say he's left a couple of guys home and stuff. But this is the squad he wants. And every game has been a better performance since Eddie Jones got there. He started off against South Africa, looked terrific. Okay, played against Argentina, played much better. Still lost the game, but they played much better. Still very shaky, let's be honest. Okay, but then he was 2 weeks with Australia. Moving on to New Zealand, where I said the scoreboard doesn't reflect the game that we watched. Of course, New Zealand smashed Australia, okay? But the scoreboard did not reflect that game. Australia were I wouldn't say dominant, but were on the attack and made their presence felt for large parts of the game, okay? If it wasn't for absolutely brilliant defending from New Zealand and very unclinical finishing from Australia, the game could have been very tight. And then Australia just topped off their performances against New Zealand in the second game of the Bledisloe. Now, yeah, New Zealand won the game at the end and they played a rotated team. But you can't take away anything of the performance from Australia. It was a brilliant performance. In my opinion, they almost deserved to win that match. Because New Zealand still played their big stars. I mean, Richie Mo'unga played, Aaron Smith played, Sean Stevenson played, who everyone wants to see. Will Jordan played. I mean, it was still a very, very strong New Zealand team. It's not like they pulled some guys out of retirement and put them on the field. Okay, so that is my official predictions. I've got New Zealand beating South Africa. I've got Fiji beating England. I've got Scotland beating Georgia. Italy beating Japan. Australia A winning. Ireland taking Samoa to the cleaners. Argentina spanking Spain. Argentina 15 beating Chile, hopefully. And then France beating Australia, but it being a very close game. I think Australia and France will be within 10 points. That's how close I think it will be. Thank you. See you next time.